In the last video of this introduction chapter, I want to introduce you to a very super important thing. It is the ColdFusion online documentation. When developing a ColdFusion application, this website is always open and you want to bookmark it right away. So I will bookmark it here in my browser like that. This site gives you a comprehensive documentation on ColdFusion and on the CFML language. The most important area for us is the Adobe ColdFusion reference that you find here in the middle of that page. So when you click on that link, you reach the CFML reference. You will learn later in this course that CFML is mainly made of tags and functions. So if I scroll down this page a little bit, I will see here the ColdFusion tags and just below the ColdFusion functions. So I will click on the link here, ColdFusion tags, and this gives me access to the alphabetical listing of all the tags of ColdFusion. If I click on tags I here, I have the list of all the tags that begins with a I. Well, to be exact, all the tags begins with CF, and you will see that every single ColdFusion tag begins with the CF prefix, which stands of course for ColdFusion. So the I that we refer here is actually the third letter of the tag, or in other words, the first one after the CF prefix. Let's take a look at the first one here, CFIF, which is a tag that we will use a lot during this course. In the documentation, you have a description of the tag. Here you have the basic syntax that you need to use for that particular tag, the related tags that you can use to work with that CFIF tag, and some usage information. And you have that kind of information for every single tags of the ColdFusion language. If I return to the ColdFusion tags here, you can also click on Tag Summary, and that gives you the whole list of all the tags of ColdFusion. Don't worry, we won't use all those tags during this course, but if you want to have some information about the tags that we won't use, this is where you will find it. Okay, so that's for the ColdFusion tags. So let's return to the home page of the CFML reference. And just below the tags, you have the same thing for the ColdFusion functions. So if you click on ColdFusion functions, you can access an alphabetical listing of all the functions of ColdFusion. You can also access the functions by category. And you see that there are a lot of ColdFusion functions here that are sorted in a lot of categories. If I take the first category here for the array functions, you have a list of all the array functions of ColdFusion. You will learn later in the course what is an array. And one of the functions that we will use during this course is the first one here, which is array append. So if I click on this function, I reach the page for that particular function, and here I have a description of the function, I have what the function returns, I have the syntax of that function, and I have an explanation of all the parameters that this function uses. And you have that kind of information for every function of ColdFusion. During this course, we will use a lot of tags and a lot of functions. I strongly encourage you to return to this site and to read the documentation of the tags and the functions that we will use in the course. The videos won't always give you the full explanation on a particular function or tag, so this online documentation is a perfect complement to the videos that you will watch in the course. You should also familiarize yourself with this documentation, as it will become one of your best friends when developing your ColdFusion apps. So take your time to read that documentation and get used to it.